This is one of the most disturbing stories I have ever found on Reddit. It doesn't feature any ghosts or creepy monsters. But honestly, what happened to this guy is way scarier than any horror movie, simply because it actually happened. So, put on your headphones, grab your snacks, sit back, and relax. Trust me, after listening to this, you are definitely going to like and subscribe. So let's get started. Back in 2004, a guy named Mitch was finishing up college in Louisiana. He was a popular student, good at sports, and had a ton of friends. During his final year, he met a girl named Kayla and fell completely in love. He spent months trying to get her attention, and she finally agreed to go on a date. That one date turned into a total fairy tale. They fell deeply in love and got married right after graduation. By 2006, they bought their absolute dream house with a perfect white picket fence. It was peaceful and perfect for the future they wanted. Soon, their family started growing. In 2007, they had a baby girl, and in 2009, they had a baby boy. Mitch loved his daughter, but his little son was his absolute world. His life was literally perfect. Every morning, Mitch would get ready for his job, check on his sleeping kids, and smile. On weekends, they'd play games as a family. It was the absolute best life possible. Until one afternoon in 2009, when everything broke. Kayla took the kids out to run some errands, so Mitch had the house to himself. He was chilling on the couch, watching a football game on TV. In the corner of the room sat a regular old red lamp they'd owned for years. As Mitch watched the game, his eyes drifted to the lamp, and he got a creepy feeling in his stomach. Something was wrong with it. He couldn't take his eyes off it. He realized that while the TV in the room were sharp and clear, the red lamp was completely blurry. It looked out of focus, like a glitch in a video game. Mitch rubbed his eyes and looked back at the TV. It was perfectly clear. He looked back at the lamp. It was still totally blurry. Mitch stood up and walked over to it. He stood close. He stepped back. No matter what, the lamp stayed blurry. He reached out and touched it. It felt solid, but his brain was screaming that something was broken. He sat back down to watch the game, but he couldn't focus. Then, the lamp started to move. It vibrated softly, shifting left and right all by itself. Mitch froze, paralyzed with fear. And then, the lamp slowly flipped completely upside down. The lamp just hovered there, becoming even more distorted and blurry. Mitch couldn't move or scream. The lamp felt like it was totally controlling his mind. Hours flew by. Morning turned into dark evening, and Mitch just sat there, staring at this floating, glitched-out lamp. Late that night, the front door clicked open. Kayla and the kids walked in, and the sound of her voice instantly broke the spell. Mitch snapped out of his trance. He wanted to tell Kayla what happened, but he stopped himself. How do you tell your wife you're terrified of a living room lamp? Plus, when Kayla looked at the corner, the lamp was sitting perfectly normal. Mitch figured he was just seeing things from stress, so he tried to forget it. But he couldn't. That night, he couldn't sleep at all. Giving in to a weird urge, he crept downstairs into the pitch-black living room in the middle of the night. Even though it was dark, the lamp was glowing to him, still upside down, still totally blurry. Mitch sat on the couch and stared at it all night long. By morning, his eyes were bloodshot and his body was shaking from exhaustion. Kayla found him and asked what was wrong. Mitch panicked and lied, saying he was super sick and couldn't go to work. Kayla knew something was up because Mitch never skipped work, but she decided to give him some space. She took the kids out for the day, leaving Mitch alone again. The second the door locked, Mitch went right back to staring at the lamp. 10 straight hours passed. He didn't move a single muscle. When Kayla came home after dark, the house was pitch black. She found Mitch in the dark, staring at the corner, completely frozen. She ran over, shaking him and screaming his name, but Mitch was totally unresponsive. He had gone completely catatonic. 3 whole days passed like this. Mitch wouldn't eat, drink, or move. Kayla was terrified and called a doctor. As the doctor and Kayla stood over him, Mitch could actually hear them, but their voices started to warp and stretch. The sound turned into a deafening roar of static inside his ears. It felt like his head was going to explode. And then, suddenly, absolute silence. Kayla, the doctor, and the kids vanished into thin air. The only thing left was the red lamp. It started to grow, getting bigger than the room, bigger than the house, until it swallowed his entire field of vision. Mitch was sucked into a vortex of blinding red light and a painful, agonizing ringing sound. With a huge gasp of pain, Mitch violently snapped his eyes open. The lamp was gone. The house was gone. Instead, Mitch was looking up at the blue sky, lying flat on his back on a concrete sidewalk. He was surrounded by a crowd of random people staring down at him. His mouth tasted like blood, and he realized his front teeth were broken. He started screaming at the top of his lungs. "Where is Kayla? Where are my kids?" A police officer rushed over, lifted him up, and put him in a police car. Mitch was crying, asking where his family was. The officer looked at him with sadness and said, "Son, you took a really bad hit to the head." The officer continued, "You've been knocked out cold on the sidewalk for the last 10 seconds." In the back of that car, Mitch's entire life unraveled. He wasn't a husband. He wasn't a dad. He didn't own a house. He was just a college student. What actually happened was that Mitch had gotten into a huge argument with another guy during a casual football game on campus. The guy shoved Mitch so hard that he flew backward and hit his head. He had hit his head on the concrete sidewalk and passed out instantly. For exactly 10 seconds in the real world, Mitch was unconscious. But inside his broken brain, those 10 seconds felt like 10 whole years. His mind had completely created a decade worth of memories, falling in love, getting married, having kids, and watching them grow up. He had 10 years of fake vacations and fake love, all manufactured by his brain in a few seconds. When Mitch finally recovered in the hospital, the truth absolutely crushed him. He had to mourn the loss of a wife and kids who never even existed. He fell into a super deep depression that lasted for 4 years because he missed his fake family so much. Years later, Mitch finally shared his story online. He said that even though he's doing better now, the trauma never truly goes away. To this day, if he looks at a TV screen, a computer, or a light fixture and it looks even a little bit blurry, his heart drops into his stomach. He lives in absolute fear that his real life will glitch out again, and he'll wake up on another sidewalk somewhere, finding out that this life isn't real either. So, you don't need ghosts or monsters to make a terrifying story. Sometimes, your own brain is the scariest thing in the universe. It is absolutely wild how powerful the human brain can be, and how easily it can completely rewrite our reality in just 10 seconds. Honestly, it makes you look around at your own room and wonder, is all of this actually real? If this story completely blew your mind, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel for more insane, real-life mysteries and internet stories just like this one. Drop a comment below and tell me, how would you even cope if you woke up tomorrow and realized your entire life was just a 10-second dream? Thank you so much for listening, stay safe, and I will see you in the next story.